Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to podcast number 4 of The Insider from Expedia Cruises OVC, where you'll get your inside information about our favorite travel partners and destinations. And I'm so excited to welcome Abby Koff-Brown to the program today from Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Welcome, Abby. Thanks for
Hi,
joining me.
Kat. How are you? Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, we're excited to have you, and we're excited today to talk about the icon of the seas.
Yes, we're
Yes.
very excited.
So Royal Caribbean obviously does family cruise lines better than anybody else. And I think you guys have
Absolutely.
taken it to a whole new level.
Yes, we have. We're really slating Icon of the Seas as the ultimate family vacation. I think that, obviously Royal Caribbean is known for what we do with families, but, with everything from our ships to our programming to our destinations, but this ship is really going to outdo itself and really just be designated for the family customer.
Now, starting, I would say almost 10 years ago, you really started upping your game on your ships, adding new adventures, new slides, new fun things to do. And do you want to tell us a little bit about what you have in store for Icon of the Seas in terms of the thrills?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a bunch of returning favorites, obviously, of some of the thrills that will be on the icon. Things like, um, you know, uh, flow rider and rock climbing and things like that. Miniature golf, which all of our customers love on board our ships. But we are introducing two new features that we're very, very excited about, and they are the largest water park at sea with 6 water slides. It's a complimentary experience that will be on board the ship. We're going to have all different types of slides. There's going to be slides that families can do together. There's going to be racer slides. So we're really, really excited about that. And then the second new thing that we're going to be introducing is the Crown's Edge. And this is the craziest thing I have ever seen on a cruise ship in my life. It is a walk the plank zip line experience across the side of the ship over the ocean. I
Wow.
don't know.
Yeah, it's not something I think I would do, but I know my husband would definitely try it
Oh,
out.
it's for the thrill seekers for sure. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm sure that in the days at sea, nobody's going to ever want to come off the ship if they have all those fun things to do when they're on board. But you also have areas that aren't quite as exciting if you want to relax a little bit and chill out a little bit. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so our iconic chills. Um, so we have a bunch of different areas. I think we've got this really cool pool. There's 7 different pools on board the Icon of the Seas, and one of them is called the Hideaway, and it's got a 180-degree view along the back of the ship. That's really going to be like it's going to have a DJ, like kind of like a Mykonos club kind of vibe, and it's really going to have all these big beds that you can lay on, and just really comfortable lounge chairs with cushions, and it's going to have just a beautiful lookout experience. We also have an adult area pool called Cloud 17, which will be a nice area for people who don't want children around to be able to go to. We are introducing the first swim and tonic bar, which will be a swim up bar at sea, which we're very excited about that. And then we also have other areas in our suite neighborhood, which we'll talk about, I know, that also give you the opportunity for chilling out when you're on board for a nice pool day.
Now, I love that you mentioned the 7 pools because I think that is really cool. Because I know people always talk about trying to run out and get their deck chair and make sure they have their spot by the pool, but you really have eliminated that issue on this ship, did you
Yeah,
not?
absolutely. So one of the things or there's 2 things that I think really are genius of what they've done with Icon. One is on a sea day, when you're on a cruise ship, everyone goes up to the pool deck and everyone's kind of up at that same deck. But one of the things that they did with Icon is the 7 pools are on 5 different decks all around the perimeter of the ship. So you're really now on a sea day, everyone's kind of going in different destinations on the ship to go to the pool that really speaks to them. So if you're looking for that hideaway experience, great. If you want that swim and tonic experience, great. There is the largest pool at sea with 40,000 gallon ton pool, which you can go there as well. So there's all these different areas for you to experience from a pool perspective. The other thing that I think that's really neat that they did is they tried to bring the pools to the edge of the ship. So on so many of the ships that you go on, you're in your lounge chair facing the pool and the ocean's behind you. So
Right.
what they did with Icon is they kind of pushed the pools out. So now you're in your lounge chair, you're facing the pool and the ocean's in front of you. So I think
So
this is really going to be a great experience for people to kind of have that great different they can go to a different kind of vibe every single day on board the ship.
absolutely. On a 7-day cruise, you could have 7 different pools to try out.
Mhm.
So fun. And then they also, speaking of water, one of the other new features is a wow, they're calling it, is the Aqua Dome, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have some new features. We have kind of reimagined our aqua theater experience and created an aqua dome where there's going to be a huge waterfall inside this dome. There's going to be synchronized swim and high diving performances going on inside this dome. It'll really have a different kind of feel because the whole backdrop of the dome is going to be incorporated into the performances. We've also gone ahead and changed our ice skating that we have on many of our ships to a circular ice skating venue. It's going to go ahead and it's called Absolute Zero. And it's really going to kind of give you that full circle view of being able to see the ice performance in the circular motion instead of in the square motion, which we're very excited about this new venue. So these are some things that we've done on board our ships, but we've now just reimagined them with Icon of the Seas.
Awesome. And then you and I were talking beforehand about how your neighborhoods now, Royal Caribbean obviously does neighborhoods really, really great, all the separate areas, which gives you such different vibes every time you're in them. But you've added one that's super fun, the Surfside neighborhood.
Absolutely. Yeah. This I think is just genius that we did this. This is called Surfside, and this is going to be a neighborhood that's really geared towards families. So, speaking to that, it's really going to also kind of give the rest of the ship where the families with the younger children are going to kind of gravitate towards the Surfside neighborhood. Everything in this neighborhood, from programming to dining venues to the 3 different pools that are located in this area, the baby tots and the splash pad area, as well as the edge pool for the parents there. All of these areas are going to really kind of speak to the kids. We're going to have your own cruise director in this area. There's going to be a steel drum band class that the families can do together. They're going to have bedtime stories in this area. And all of the food venues, there's still going to be bars for the parents. So they'll still be able to go grab a little mojito or something while they're with the kids. But they're really going to have all kinds of different food outlets and a carousel and arcades and everything in this area really geared towards the kid market. And then all the staterooms that are overlooking this area are also going to be staterooms that geared towards the family customer. So they're going to have triple and quad occupancy. And then we also are introducing a brand new called the Infinite Family Balcony, which is a really great cabin. It holds 5 guests, and it's going to go ahead and have a little bunk bed experience for the kids with their own TVs. So there's no fighting about what they're watching. And I think it's really going to be a fun experience as well for families in this area.
Now, talking about staterooms, on Icon of the Seas, over 80% of the staterooms are going to have more than 3 guests in them,
Yes.
and
Yes.
upwards of 4, 5, 6 guests, which I have 4 children. So when we go somewhere, there's 6 of us and we always have to split up, but you've really changed that. You've made the ship for families. And from what I understand, a lot of time was spent in creating new categories.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really wanted to go ahead and make sure that, I think in the past, cruise ships were kind of designed around, what fit on the ship. And now we're really bringing into the customer at this point. And we're really saying, what is the experience that makes sense for the customer? How are they traveling? And we're able to see this, from all of our history of being in the business. And we're realizing that families want to travel with their kids, and they have more than 2.2 kids that they used to have 40 years ago when we started. And today they have larger families and they want to be able to travel with those larger families. So we're creating these connecting cabins, we're creating triples and quads. So yeah, 80 plus 85% of the ship will be able to hold more than 2 guests. And there's a ton of different, we also have categories called CB, which would be like a connecting balcony, a CO, which we connecting ocean view. So even if you don't want a balcony, it's, you also can get those connecting inventories in your ocean views, in your insides, as well as in your suites.
And the other thing that you're doing, I just want you to talk about briefly, is you've pushed the cabins out. You've actually given more room for your stateroom cabin with those infinite verandas.
Yeah, they're much larger. They are the largest staterooms in our fleet, the balconies as well, and then all the suites on board. I think people don't necessarily think of us all the time as the luxury experience, but when you look at some of our, like our ultimate family suite, I mean, it has a slide, it has, you can't even imagine what's going on in this cabin. And there's just so many, I think it's, 2,000 square feet. I mean, it's just a massive, unbelievable cabin for families to be able to experience. And this cabin is sold out pretty much all of 2024. And I think it goes upwards of $80,000 for the cabin. So we definitely have a real luxury experience on board the ship, and really great accommodations for families as far as suites, as well as, regular staterooms as well.
Right. And we are going to talk more about suites in a future episode. So we have a lot to say about suites on Royal Caribbean. But back to Icon of the Seas, your dining is revolutionized a little bit as well. From what I understand, there's 11 complimentary restaurants on board.
Yep. So we have over 20 venues. 11 of them are complimentary. And we have a venue some new ones called the Celebration Table, which is a venue that can go ahead and hold up to 12 guests, and you can have a birthday party, an anniversary party, depending upon what you want to do. We also have a new venue called the Empire Supper Club. And this is going to be a surcharge venue, but we're going to have experiences where you can have the dining as well as have a performance going on in this venue.
Oh, wow.
Which is a really exciting thing. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. So I think this is going to be a really nice added feature to our, what we already have as far as our restaurants. And then we are also moving our sushi restaurant, Izumi and the Hibachi, to the Central Park area, which I'm really excited about. I think this is going to kind of, it's never had the, that real special, it's always been a venue that was kind of off on the side. And now we're really kind of putting her in prime real estate on board the Icon of the Seas.
Oh, so exciting. And your food is always so good. So it's so exciting. I think as well in the Surfside area, you're going to have a buffet that's just for kids. So
yes,
they're going to be super
There'll be
excited
complimentary experiences just for the kids. Absolutely, in that area.
Very good. And entertainment too. You guys are doing some new things with the entertainment on board the ship.
Yes, absolutely. So we have some new venues, some reimagined things. We're bringing back our karaoke. We're bringing our comedy back. We're bringing, our ice skating shows back. We already talked about the Aquadome Aqua Theater shows, but we're now going to have a dueling pianos venue on board where they're going to be able to have a venue where the two pianos kind of battle each other. We're also going to have a jazz bar right there on the park area called Louis Bar and Jazz, Blues and Jazz, excuse me. And this will have all kinds of blues and jazz music playing. And then Wizard of the Oz is going to be our Broadway show. So we're real excited about bringing this show, a Broadway show, on board Icon of the Seas.
Wow. You could do something different every single night.
And something that I'll mention as far as our entertainment and our activities go, I know we've talked a lot about some of these amazing thrills and all this activity and entertainment and, things going on board our ships. Everything at Royal Caribbean is complimentary. I did mention there are certain things that do have a surcharge, but primarily most of the entertainment and activities on board our fleet is all complimentary. So when you start thinking about zip lining and rock climbing and miniature golf and water slides and, taking, all of these experiences and ice skating and roller skating on some of our other ships, you really have just this unbelievable value when you're thinking about how all of these things are included in the price of the cruise.
Absolutely, that you don't have to worry when you're taking your kids out. You go, you play on the water slides, you go out for a bite to eat, you relax by a pool.
Exactly,
So
exactly,
much to do. And where
exactly.
is Icon of the Seas going to be? When's she coming out?
She's coming in January of 2024. She's gonna be doing Eastern and Western itineraries here out of Miami. So every single itinerary is going to be going to Perfect Day Coco Cay, which is our private destination that we own. This is a fabulous experience. People, it's our number one rated destination that we go to on any of our itineraries. So we're very excited that Icon is every single sailing for Icon will be going to Perfect Day Coco Cay.
Excellent. And so if anybody is interested in booking their trip on Icon of the Seas, they can book that now, correct? She's open.
Absolutely. She is open for sale and she's open right now through our deployment, which is open through winter of 2025.
Awesome. So they can reach out to their Expedia Cruises of OVC agent and make a reservation. There is so much to see and so much to do. I don't think my children would ever want to leave. I don't think I would ever want to leave. I mean, even the kids will have fun, but then
Yes.
there's so many options for adults as
Yeah,
well.
and I really think that's the key, Kat, what you're saying is just like you said, there's so much for the kids, there's so much for the adults. You know, we really are a generational cruise line, and I think that
Absolutely.
there's something for everybody. So, regardless of do you want to work out and just lay at the pool and go to a specialty restaurant and listen to some music? Great. Do you want to go on a water slide and, go zip lining and all these other things? There's something for all different families. Generational cruising, grandparents, parents, kids, couples. We really speak to all the markets.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me, Abby. I look forward to speaking to you again on episode 5 when we get to talk about one of my favorite topics, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So I
Can't
look
wait.
forward to
Thanks for having
letting you
me,
join
Kat.
me as well. Have a great day. Thanks, Abby.
Bye bye.